Hi, I'm Tim Bradner. Welcome to Capitol Views. We're here today with Chris Tuck, Representative Chris Tuck from Anchorage, the House Minority Leader who recently took Beth Rotula's place. Big shoes to fill. Thanks, Chris, for coming down. And maybe we could start by just giving us a little background of what does a Minority Leader do?
Well, that's a good question. You know, we follow Mason's rules in the Alaska State Legislature, and Mason's rules allows the majority to rule, but also allows the minority to speak out. So one of the things that we do is we offer alternatives to issues and ideas in how we should move Alaska forward. And so when we make that a concerted activity, some of the things that we do is making sure that we're tracking the bills as they go from one committee to the next committee, because it's hard for everyone to follow each individual bill. So my office will pull all that information together, put some talking points together, some notes on what's the pros and the cons of an issue, what may come up, you know, down the road, and then follow it, and basically what are some of the changes that happen from one committee to the next, so that everybody can stay educated, everybody can stay informed, and so that we can make decisions, proper decisions for the future of Alaska.
And Chris, are there ways to disseminate this information? I mean, information goes to the members, but is there a way this can be made available to the public?
Yes and no. I mean, there are, people can track a bill and they can see the sponsor statements and everything else. But as far as you know, what we put together, it's pretty much in-house, pretty much just for the House Minority Caucus. And so, because we don't have time to try to disseminate that and get it out to everybody, and then we pose questions, and then we, on a regular basis, have meetings. And our meetings are open meetings, so anyone can sit into our meetings and hear us discuss the issues and discuss the bills. But basically trying to broadcast all that in a format that makes sense to people will be a little bit more difficult. So we just pretty much do that, making sure that all of our members are educated. Because we're a non-binding caucus, people make up their own choices. They push the button, red or green, based on what they feel is best for their constituents and what they think is best for making decisions for Alaska.
Now you have your weekly minority press conference too, and that's an opportunity to get views out to the public.
Yes.
And what members' interests are.
Yeah, every Tuesday morning, starting at 10 o'clock, we have our minority House press availability, so people can ask us questions, and we can also give us a chance to share our concerns, share our vision, and have open dialogue with the press on you know, how things are going in the Capitol that week.
Well, I find those very useful. As a journalist covering the legislature, I find them tremendously useful and informative. Talk to me a little bit about Beth Rotula. I mean, she was there for years. She was a remarkable lady. How do you feel about taking her role?
Well, I feel privileged. Following in behind Beth is anyone that takes that position is going to have a lot of shoes to fill, big shoes to fill, as you mentioned earlier. Beth, I'm glad that she took the time to invest in me, and I really appreciate that. She did everything she can to educate me, bring me along. I was the minority whip last year. We worked very close with one another, so she did everything to give me the foundations to where I'm at right now. She can only take me so far, so now it's time for me to rise up and take it from here. But her legacy with her dad being 35 years, I believe, the longest legislator ever in state history serving, and then her 15 years, someone pointed out, that's a 50-year span of the Rotulas being in the legislature, and she grew up in the Capitol. She grew up, you know, with her dad serving. So all that experience, all that knowledge, all that history, you know, you learn a few things that you just can't get just walking in. And so she's going to be deeply missed. She had an ability to connect with people. And I think the reason why she was so successful is because she had a really deep passion for seeing everyone around her to succeed. And again, I appreciate her investing in me to see me succeed.
Well, Chris, having said that, now you were a minority whip last year. What does a minority whip do?
That's a good question. Pretty much whatever the leader has duties assigned. So as duties assigned from the leader, in this case, most of the time, is just making sure people are doing their part, making sure that they're have all the resources they need to be able to effectively serve on committees, making sure they're attending meetings, making sure they're being informed on changes that might be taking place, because things in the Capitol, especially in a 90-day session, things happen very fast. And so it's just helping the minority leader carry out the duties that for the caucus as a whole, just making sure everyone's doing their part.
Well, the name itself, you have an image of somebody with a whip out there, just making sure people are hard at work. It's something it sounds like something out of the British parliamentary position.
Well, when a leader does come up with things that we need to do individually for the better good of the collective body, that's what the whip does, is making sure that everyone's doing their part, is carrying it out. So kind of an enforcement arm, if you will. So a whip does make sense.
So, Chris, and you've been here how many years? 5 years?
This is my 6th session.
Yeah, time goes by quickly.
Time does go by very quickly.
Yeah.
In some ways, I still see myself as a freshman, because I just can't believe that, it's been six years so far. So yeah, no, it's a great experience.
Well, Chris, thanks for joining us. Chris Tuck, thank you for joining us. Tim Bradner with Capitol Views. Thank you.